Welcome to all. We are talking, we are going to discuss computer network, creating a scenarios, computer networks using NS2, and we are going to simulate in the sense we are going to run and analysis the parameters or the performance of a network by using a simulator. Simulations we are going to do, we are using NS2. This is part of the lab which you prescribed, that is 17 and 15 scheme ECL 68 computer networks lab. So in that part A, we are going to discuss the two programs today. Before going to that, you need to install NS2 2.35 in your systems. Uh, if you are using Ubuntu or Linux operating systems, so you can directly install that NS2 network simulator NS2 2.35. If you are using Windows, you can use a Cygwin as a interface between NS25 and the operating systems. So the procedures you can get on the online, the video links what I have sent, or you can browse in the video links for to installation of NS 2.35 in Windows 7 or operating system 10, and install the network simulator. So after installing the network simulator, we need to uh, follow a procedure in order to create a scenario. That scenario we are going to discuss here. So creating first another by using a the NSG 2.1, it's an TCL generator, a JavaScript TCL generator NSG 2.1. We can create a TCL file. What is TCL is a tool command language. It's a language used for the network interfaces for the graphical users mainly. So it's a very powerful tool. Language tool what we are using for the purpose of creating a program for the simulations for the simulator. So the TCL is a front-end tool what we are using in NS2. We are generating a TCL file by using NSG 2.1, and then once you have generated a TCL file, so that file we are going to save in a Cygwin folder where it has been created in the folder C of our Windows operating system. So there you can save with your name in the Cygwin folder. You can save as a lab1 or whatever the program name you can give .tcl. So and inside the program we'll be creating two. So I will show the programming way. In that we need to create an animator window. That animator window file name is saved as the same programming lab window, that is lab1.yam. And after creating that, a trace file will be generated. So the trace file will be representing the way in which how the network will be run, or the simulators will be running, the timing of the transmitting of a packet, receiving of a packet. So all the details will be analyzed in the trace file. So the .tr will be saved in the particular folder. So by using this trace file, we are going to trace the packets that are transmitted and received. That is the data analysis we are going to do by using AWK scripting language. So that is what the procedures we need to follow. We'll save this thing, and we'll open the Cygwin and start Xwin. That is the Cygwin is the software what we are using to, or the interrupter between NS 2.5 and the Windows operating system. So start Xwin is a tool where we run the program, and we go to the particular path and to the file name, and we are going to run by using ns file name.tcl. Once the ns file name.tcl is run, another two files will be generated with a file name as nam for the network animator, and that .tr, that is the trace file, will be generated. So by taking this trace file, we are going to analyze the content present, and based on that we can get the output whatever we required. We can analyze the parameters, or we can calculate the parameters for the particular time period by using these AVK scripts. So AVK scripts are the generator scripts what we are going to use. That is what the analyzing the trace file, the process time with respect to the time. So that is what we are going to do. And once the AVK file is been created, we are going to run as awk dot f file name dot awk file name dot tr. So this is what the procedure we follow to run the NS2. So we'll see now the program and how to generate a program. We are going to see what is the program. I will brief down here, and when the hands-on sessions you can clearly understand the procedure of generating a TCL file. So here the program, the statement is, the objective is to implement a point-to-point network with 4 nodes and a duplex links between them. Analyze, analyze the network performance by setting the queue size and varying the bandwidth. So we need to set a, with taking a 4 nodes, create a point-to-point network, in the sense it is connected to only one-to-one node, and we are going to have a duplex link, and duplex is both the way communication takes place, and analyze the performance by setting the queue size and varying the bandwidth. So bandwidth is the channel bandwidth, the amount of data it can transmit per second, that megabits per second, the channel width, what we call the channel rate, what we call that is the bandwidth. And the queue size, queue is used at the particular node at the router level. Whenever a packet is transmitted or received, the packet will be stored, first stored in the queue. It's a memory. So the size of the queue depends on the size of the queue. The packets can be stored or the packets can be dropped. A procedure will be followed. So by varying, for every scenario, we are going to vary this queue size and the bandwidth, and we are going to analyze the problem what it has been given here. So the 4 nodes, you can see the diagram, the 2 diagrams what you are showing. What I am showing here is with the 4 nodes N0, N1, N2 and N3. So N0 and N1 is connected with the transport layer TCP, that is transmission control protocol, which is a connection oriented protocol. We will be having, we can trace the packet until it has been reached. So this is a reliable protocol. When you are using a TCP protocol, at the application layer, the file what we are using is FTP, or you can use WW or any other application layer protocols. But mainly we are using here in our NS2 is FTP, that is file transfer protocol, which is used to transfer a set of files between a nodes to node or computer to computer by using the TCP. This is at the application layer, this is at the transport layer. TCP comes under the transport layer, and N0 and N2 what we are talking is about the lower layers, the nodes what we are talking. So the bandwidth, the delay we are going to have between the transmission packets, and the size of the channel is 100 megabits, queue size is 20 what we are given, and you can see here the channel width is increased to 200 megabits, and by varying this channel queue size and the bandwidth, so we are going to analyze the particular the program we are going to analyze. And similarly, you can build even this one CBR, that is by using UDP. UDP is user datagram protocol, which is a connectionless protocol, which does not give guarantee to the packets what it has been sent, whether it is lost or not. It will not have a guarantee. So it's an unreliable protocol. So these protocols are mainly used in some case when the packet, when the communication is not much necessary securely, or within the network management method, when we are sending a query messages, or we are sending few particular announcement messages. During that time UDPs can be used, and at the application layer we are using CBR, that is constant bit rate. So constant bit rate is used for transmission by bit by bit. So when you are using UDP, you will be using CBR. When you are using FTP, TCP, you are using FTP, file transfer protocol. And these are the source, N0 and N1 are the source, with having different protocols, TCP0 and TCP1. And N3 is the destination. So when you are using N3 as the destination, when you are using TCP, you will be using attach an agent, what we call it as agent. This TCP0 is also agent, TCP sync is also sync. When you are giving a sync, then it will be acting as a destination. So after creating a sync, you need to connect logically between TCP1 and TCP sync, and TCP0 and TCP sync. The names will be sync 1 and sync 2, or you can use here. So I will show in the hands-on session. In this way, the scenario is created. So a network is created, implemented a network with 4 nodes by using a TCP. And here you can see we creating a 4 nodes by using a UDP. So these two are different protocols, TCP transmission control protocol and UDP user datagram protocol. So I will give brief idea about that in the next slides. So before that, we how to generate all these things I told in the first slide, what the slides you can see. So I will directly go to the programming. So this program is generated by using NSG 2.1 generator, JavaScript generator. So you can see you can otherwise you can write this particular code in a notepad, or you will be having a editor window. You can write this particular program and you can directly execute. In order to reduce the process of the time of writing, we can create that particular TCL script by using the NSG 2.1. We'll see that. So again here, set value stop time is 0 to 10 times, and create a new simulators. So these are the defined words. It should be predefined words. Set trace file. So here you can see lab1.tr. This is very important. Whatever the program name you give or whatever the trace file you want, that file name should be remembered. So here for simplification, I have given lab1.tr. This is the first program. And this is a NAM trace file, network animator window, lab1.nam, what I am using here. So these are the this is the procedure we need to follow: simulation, parameter setup, initialization. This is the initialization. In the initialization, the first thing, create a NS simulator, the R symbol, open an NS trace file, open the NAM trace file. So these 3 things you need to proceed. Then node definition. We need to create a node definition. So set N0, N1, N2, and N3. So we are going to create 4 nodes. Link definition. So the particular nodes, how it is connected by using a duplex link. N0 to N2, it's a duplex links with 300 megabits. 10 milliseconds is the delay between these 2 links. And drop tail is the what we are using a system when the packet has been dropped. We'll talk about that thing. And the queue limit is 10 you are using. So this is this between N0 and N2. Between N1 and N2, it is 400 megabit. So that is what this is the bandwidth and queue you need to vary and analyze the performance. Drop tail, and again you are using a duplex link. Again you are using a duplex link and creating the link as I shown in this diagram. As you are seeing in this diagram, so the same the link wise I have created the node and link definition. And this is the orientation, how it is oriented in the thing. You can give also color also can be given. The position of the nodes is given here. This we are going to generate, no need of writing, we are going to generate here by using NSG 2.1. So we'll see that. And after that we need to set up an agent, that is what TCP 0 by using TCP 0 agent, and sync 2, N3 and sync 2 is connected, and TCP 0 and sync 2 is connected here, and the packet size of the TCP is 1050. Similarly, TCP 1 and sync 3 is been linked with the packet size, same packet size. You can see here N0 and TCP 0, N1 and TCP 1. So the diagram, N0 and TCP 0, N1, that is TCP N1 and TCP 1, and N3, it should be N3 here. So N3 and TCP sync, N3 is connected to sync 3. So here sync 2 is connected to N3. So you can see whatever the diagram it is showing, the same way it is created. And based on top on the TCP, we are going to have application layer definition, that is FTP. So FTP is attached to the TCP 0, the red color line you can see. And the start and stop time, so what is the duration, it should be top. Send, it can be shown here. You can vary these values. I will show how to vary. The hands-on session we will see. And again FTP1 is connected attached to a TCP1. And this is the final finishing of this, and here execution nam lab1.nam, whatever the file name you want to get, the same file name you need to give, whatever you in the front first lines what you have given. So this will end your what the program. So this will be generated, we'll see that. And transmission control protocol is at the application transport layer, which requires a guarantee to the application, gives a guarantee to the application layer. So it is used for the handshake, that is by using acknowledgement and handshake procedures, it will have a reliable communications. So can briefly, I am telling brief about that. So if the data still remains undelivered, the source is notified of its failure. That is what the transmission control protocol will give a reliability. So it will ensure the delivery of the packet to the destination. And this mainly this application FTP TCP uses the application layer of process like WWW, that is World Wide Web, email, file transfer protocol, secure shell, peer-to-peer file sharing and streaming media applications. These are the some of the application layer protocol where where it uses the TCP for the transmission of data, for the secure transmission of the data. So is a built on client server module, that is it is building, that is transmission and FTP both will be acting as a client and server model architecture. So it is connected in order to ensure the transmission of data correctly. And the user datagram protocol, that is UDP, is a connectionless protocol where it will not have any checksum for the data integrity, the data loss, or it will not have any dependency on between the each packets or each frames what we are sending. It's an unreliable network. So here we are using constant bit rate, and the rate at which the codecs output data should be consumed in constant. So whatever the files, whatever the packet it has there, constantly it will keeps on sending the bits bit by bit. So the each bit what is lost will have not any will not have any connections to the source and destinations. So these are the two things, and queue is used in order to is a memory where we store the packets when it is received at the network layer. Mainly queues will be analyzed at the network layer. That is the third layer of the TCP/IP. Uh, so this queue process where to storing of packets will take place. If the packet, if the queue is full, whenever a packet is transmitted, then the packet can be lost if the queue is full. And the bandwidth is the capacity of the channel. Drop tail, it is the simplest queue mechanism that is used by the routers, that when a packet should be dropped, so that drop tail these are the what we call the protocols, what it has been uploaded in the back end of the NS 2.5. So when I'm calling drop tail is defined here as a function. So the backend total programming protocols will be updated in the backend using C++ programming. Right. This is the trace file format. I will see in this diagram. You will be having event, time, from node to node, packet size, flag, source address, destination address, sequence number, packet ID. So based on this, whatever it is there, the AVK file scripts will be written by executing this particular column, whatever the packets are there, what you want, it will be executed here. CBR or TCP, what particular event it takes place. Event may be receiving inquiry, dequery, drop. All these particular R plus minus D means what? Receive, DQ, NQ, drop the packet. D means drop the packet. This is the time from which node to which node. Sorry. From third node to second node. Packet type is an acknowledgement packet. Packet size is 40. And here you can see at the fourth line received a TCP packet. TCP means you will get an acknowledgement for the packet what you have sent. The packet size is of 1000, and source address, destination address, and the sequence number, packet ID, all these things. Whatever based on our requirement to the particular questions, we can extract it from this trace file, and by using an AVK scripts. This is what the figure what I've showed there. By using this AVK scripts, we can extract the particular functions here. Finally, if the result want to first column $1 means first column is R, and column 4th is 3, and column 5 is TCP, column 6 is 1540 means. So we need to add TCP packet plus plus. So if this column is, you will add TCP pack 1 plus plus. So printf TCP pack plus plus or TCP pack 1 plus plus. So depending on total number of data packets received at node 3, at node 2. So based on this particular whatever the trace file what we got, so we are going to extract that from by using AVK extractor file or the script file what we use. It's a simple programming what we are using here. So this also will be stored. This also we are going to write and we are going to store in a particular destination and we call during the time of execution. And this is what the bandwidth between N0 and N2, all these things we change and the queue size we change and what is the amount received and what is the amount dropped and what are the packets, how many number of packets received and how many number of packets are dropped. So these two we are going to analyze for 4 or 5 scenarios and we are going to plot the graph. So this is how we are going to analyze the performance of a particular network what we have created by using the 4 nodes. This is the program first and the program second is also same thing. Implement a 4 node point to point network with links, apply TCP agent between N0 and N3, that is what it has defined here. From N0 to N3 that is TCP agent and from N1 to N3 it is UDP agent. Change the parameters, determine the packet sent by the TCP and UDP. So the packet sent by TCP and UDP we are going to analyze. The same way we are going to generate the program and we are going to vary this bandwidth and the queue, all these delays what we are going to vary. And the CBR attached here. CBR, when you are attaching a CBR, this CBR rate, set rate is there, no? That rate should be set 1 megabits for every second time period. We are going to send 1 megabits per second. So that rate should be adjusted here. So by changing the rate, we can also have, we can vary that thing. So similarly, TCP to CBR, two values we are going to get, two values we are going to analyze, and finally we are going to get the packets. So now we will see that is how we are going to execute this particular programs what I have shown here in the hands-on session. Thank you for listening. So we'll continue this for first and second program in the hands-on session.